Chapter 13, 33. Plunder Shadow. Translator, Atlas Studios. Editor, Atlas Studios. A joyous banquet was not the end, it was the beginning. Fang Yuan and Shang became good friends. For the next few days, Fang Yuan frequently invited Shang, and Shang often came to Wuklan's territory to visit Fang Yuan. It was both easy and difficult to get close to someone and create a good relationship. The key was simply lowering the status of oneself and accommodating to the other party's wishes. Fang Yuan was an old schemer, with attitude goo in his possession. How could Shang be his match? Shang was the formation devotee. He was not interested in ordinary goo immortals. But Fang Yuan was a formation path quasi-grandmaster. He had a connection to this formation path grandmaster. Both parties conversed on the topic of formation path. Shang was soon amazed with Fang Yuan's formation path attainment. He expressed his doubt at this, because Fang Yuan was a transformation path cultivator. But Fang Yuan told him, I had always been interested in formation path. When I was immortal, I researched formation path and primarily cultivated it due to some fortuitous encounters. But circumstances in life force twists and turns. Later, I had to become a transformation path, goo immortal. But I am already very lucky after all. How many lone cultivators can become immortal? This helplessness made Shang sigh deeply. He felt a deep sense of compassion towards Fang Yuan. If you want to cultivate formation path, I can help you. Qi clan has a few formation path goo immortals. I can intervene and transact formation path immortal goo for you, Shang stated. It was not easy for him to offer this. This proved that Fang Yuan's hard work had paid off. It was possible to change paths, but the vital goo had to be changed too. Fang Yuan looked very moved. If I want to change paths in the future, I will find you for help. Shang nodded. By then, just tell me. He knew that it was not easy for a goo immortal to change paths. It could not be done quickly. This was a huge matter and needed a lot of aspects to be considered. There were also negative repercussions on the immortal aperture as well. While interacting with Shang, Fang Yuan gained a lot of benefits. Even though his attainment level did not increase, Fang Yuan's knowledge did. His basic understanding of formation path had been supplemented. It was of huge help to him. Fang Yuan gained a more comprehensive and deeper understanding of formation path. What was the difference between goo formations and killer moves? Shang told Fang Yuan, goo formations are a type of killer move. Killer moves use multiple goo worms at the same time. Goo formations are the same. Goo formations are the killer moves of formation path. Each goo formation is a different killer move. Thus, formation path is the path with the most killer moves among all paths. Of course, goo formations and killer moves have slight differences in details. For example, goo formations last a longer time. And after a goo formation is set up, the amount of mental energy the goo master uses up also decreases. What is the essence of formation path? Fang Yuan asked Shang. Shang shook his head. Even though I am a formation path grandmaster, I have insufficient attainment level to talk about the essence of formation path. But my clan's lord, Shikuyu, had once told me, the essence of formation path is to create environments. Fang Yuan heard this and felt deeply enlightened. The goo formation of the coiling thread caves was precisely to nurture more regretful spiders by creating a new habitat and environment for them, right? It seems that formation path great grandmasters can use the natural Tao marks of the surroundings to use fewer goo worms in setting up their goo formations. In some places with abundant natural Tao marks, just using mortal goo can form an immortal goo formation. Is that true? Fang Yuan asked Shang again. Shang nodded, explaining patiently. That is true. But actually, at our level, we can only use Tao marks. Some goo formations are not just built on the foundation of goo worms, but also goo materials. But we can only use the Tao marks inside the immortal materials to set up the goo formation. After a long time passes, these immortal materials will be destroyed. Formation path great grandmasters are one step ahead. Not only can they use immortal and mortal materials, they can also use the Tao marks of the surroundings according to the environment. This conversation was a huge inspiration to Fang Yuan. Thereafter, he attended to Shang even more enthusiastically. Fang Yuan soon realized that banquets were not very effective at improving their relationship. He might as well converse with him about formation path. Sometimes an intense discussion would incite the passion in Shang's heart and make him feel closer to Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan also had another trump card. He wrote letters to Xiaoxilu. Every time he wrote a letter, he would praise Shang and exclaim about his shocking formation path talent and his incredible ingenuity. Shang was getting embarrassed from being praised. He looked at Fang Yuan in a different light. He thought that this person was truly a gentleman, conducting himself uprightly and with an open mind. Returning the favor, he also wrote letters to Xiaoxilu, praising Fang Yuan deeply, saying that he cultivated transformation path and even formation path alongside it. His attainment was so deep that he felt great admiration and surprise at it. Xiaoxilu. She looked at the letters she received. She felt that these two suitors were praising each other so much that they had forgotten about her. She did not expect to see this situation. While she rolled her eyes to herself, she also wrote back letters of praise, especially towards their open-mindedness. Undeniably, Fang Yuan and Shang turned from enemies to friends. This transformation made everyone watching from the side feel deeply shocked. Southern Border, Plunder Shadow Earth Trench. This was a famous earth trench in Southern Border because it had countless fierce, dark path beasts, as well as shadow monsters that were renowned in Southern Border. At the same time, this was also one of the most dangerous places in Southern Border. Right now, deep within this Plunder Shadow Earth Trench, inside a certain cave. Ah! A crazed old man with purple hair and messy clothes was running around barefoot in the cave while screaming and making a din. Plop! Suddenly he fell to the ground, and his body started to twist as he started to crawl like an earthworm. After moving for a while, he suddenly stood up, laughing sheepishly. But a moment later, his laughter stopped. His cloudy eyes regained clarity. Lord Purple, you are awake. Ying Wuxi suddenly appeared in the cave. He sighed with a complex expression. This crazed old man was Purple. Shadow Sect's party of 4 had vanished after the Battle of Reverse Flow River. They had returned to Southern Border at some point in time. They had even entered deep into Plunder Shadow Earth Trench. Purple sighed deeply. He patted the soil on his body. His body shrunk to his mini-man form with miniature wings. Call me Purple Mountain True Monarch. This will help our future actions. Purple Mountain. True Monarch said, what information do you have now? Ying Wuxi said, Southern Border's political situation is progressing according to our plan. But it is a pity Shang and Wu Yihai did not have an intense conflict. They even became good friends. Oh? Purple Mountain True Monarch was slightly surprised. After looking at the information, he nodded. This Wu Yihai is quite interesting. He primarily cultivates transformation path, but also has enough formation path attainment to gain Shang's approval. This would help him, but he could not defy Wu Yong. He was sent to the Super Gu formation again. Ying Wuxi nodded. Wu Yong is a rank 8 Gu immortal with great authority now. Wu Yihai had just returned not long ago. He did not even join with Chao Clan and cannot get their full support. But this proves further that even though Wu Yihai is a lone cultivator, he has great ambitions. Because he got close to Xiaoxilu, yet he did not get together with her, it shows that he has not agreed on the profit distribution with Chao Clan yet. Is his ambition something we can make use of? Purple Mountain True Monarch thought about it. We might be able to make use of this, but we know too little about this person. Right now, our plans on Wu Clan should focus on Wu Yong. Wu Clan is the #1 force in Southern Border. They are the pillar of the righteous path. If they fall, Southern Border would have huge political turmoil. By then, we will take advantage of it and destroy the Super Gu formation. We will be able to save our main body. It turned out that Wu Clan's political problems were not simple. Shadow Sect was behind them, causing many of the situations. So what if Southern Border's politics get into chaos? Bai Ningbing appeared outside the cave, having a cold expression. With just the 4 of us, even if the Super Gu formation only has 4 Gu immortals defending it, it will be difficult. Furthermore, our main fighting strength is so unstable. Bai Ningbing spoke without any politeness. Even against the rank 8 Purple Mountain True Monarch. She was fearless because when Fang Yuan chased after them, she had already set a new alliance agreement with Ying Wuxi and the others. They were of equal status. In Purple Mountain, True Monarch's constant insanity made the respect in her heart dwindle. Purple Mountain. True Monarch was unmoved, smiling. Political unrest is not enough, of course. These righteous path forces are not stupid. But this is just to weaken the strength of the righteous path in the Super Gu formation. The four of us are not enough. We are too short on manpower. So now we will recruit people. Recruit people? Ying Wuxi was surprised. There are still hidden cards in Southern Border that I do not know about? Because he knew that Southern Border's Shadow Sect forces were heavily crippled. If they wanted to attack the Super Gu formation, these new members needed to have high power level, ordinary rank 6 Gu immortals were simply useless. But such people would definitely have been recruited when Ying Wuxi was facing Fang Yuan's pursuit earlier. Or even further back, if such people existed, when Spectral Soul defied heaven to refine sovereign immortal fetus Gu, they would have been used already to deal with Central Continent's Gu immortals, to Purple Mountain. True Monarch nodded before shaking his head. Do you two know why I fall into insanity sometimes?